There are two ways to earn $1 billion in football: own a club or become Cristiano Ronaldo. Here's the strangest fact about the first billionaire footballer. The football was never the biggest business, it was the advertisement. Start with the salaries, because they're staggering on their own. Across 2 decades at the top, Manchester, Madrid, Turin, and then the record-shattering move to Saudi Arabia, Ronaldo's playing contracts alone have paid him more than most public companies earn in profit. The Saudi deal changed the scale entirely. A package reported around $200 million a year once commercial elements are included. Per week, that's roughly what an average worker earns in 80 lifetimes. But salaries end. Empires don't. So watch how each layer was built. Layer 1, the lifetime deal. Most athletes sign sponsorships that last 3 or 4 years. Ronaldo signed one designed to outlive his career, a lifetime partnership with his boot sponsor, the kind of contract only a handful of athletes in history have ever been offered. Estimated value, hundreds of millions of dollars, paid whether he plays or not. When your name sells shoes to 3 generations, brands stop renting you. They marry you. Layer 2, the audience. This is the part that separates Ronaldo from every athlete before him. He is the most followed human being on the planet, an audience in the region of 1 billion accounts across platforms. That turns his phone into a media company. A single sponsored post from Ronaldo commands more than most television ad slots, with estimates in the millions of dollars per post. No studio, no distribution costs, no middleman. 60 seconds of his time out-earns a surgeon's year. Layer 3, the machine that runs without him, the CR7 brand, underwear, fragrance, eyewear, gyms, and a hotel portfolio built with a hospitality partner across Europe and beyond. None of it requires him to touch a football. That's the definition every wealth builder eventually learns. The first fortune comes from your work. The real fortune comes from what works while you sleep. Layer 4, the quiet money. Equity stakes and investments, technology, media, health and fitness plays, the least visible layer and, over the next 20 years, possibly the largest. Athletes used to retire into punditry. This generation retires into portfolios, but none of those layers appeared overnight. Go back to the beginning. A teenager from Madeira wasn't building an empire. He was trying to make the first team. Like almost every young footballer, Ronaldo's earliest income came from one thing: being good enough to earn another contract. Every salary increase looked enormous at the time. Every transfer felt life-changing. What made his career different wasn't simply that he became one of the greatest players ever. It was that every promotion became a business opportunity. Manchester made him famous. Madrid made him global. Every Ballon d'Or expanded the audience. Every Champions League trophy strengthened the brand. Every record increased the price of everything attached to his name. Football success became marketing fuel. And unlike traditional advertising, this kind of marketing couldn't be bought. Companies spend billions every year trying to convince consumers that greatness and their products belong together. Ronaldo gave them proof. The boots were worn by one of the greatest goal scorers in history. The watches appeared during trophy presentations. The clothing became part of victory celebrations viewed by hundreds of millions around the world. Every goal became a commercial, without ever looking like one. That's why brands were willing to pay premiums that sounded unbelievable. They weren't buying 30 seconds of advertising, they were buying credibility. The audience itself became an appreciating asset. Most celebrities rent attention. Ronaldo owns his. Every new follower increases the value of the next sponsorship. Every viral goal introduces millions of younger fans who become customers for decades. Every interview, documentary and social media clip keeps the algorithm working long after the final whistle. Attention compounds, and compound growth is the closest thing business has to magic. Think about how unusual that is. Most professional athletes have 2 careers, the playing career, then the retirement career. Ronaldo blurred the line between them. By the time most footballers begin wondering what comes after retirement, many of his post-football businesses were already operating. The hotels didn't need him to score, the gyms didn't depend on his fitness, the fragrances sold while he slept, the eyewear business kept moving whether Portugal won or lost. They build assets. A footballer's body has limits. A brand doesn't. And then there's licensing. It's one of the least glamorous words in business. His name does. That's the transition from employee to owner, from income to royalties, from earning money to collecting it. Even the timing of his career mattered. He entered football just as social media was transforming celebrity economics. Previous generations depended on newspapers and television networks to reach fans. Ronaldo built a direct connection. No editor, no broadcaster, no gatekeeper. If he wants to announce something, hundreds of millions of people can see it within minutes. That's an economic advantage no athlete in history had enjoyed at that scale. It changed the balance of power. Brands no longer simply promoted athletes. Athletes could promote brands more effectively than the brands could promote themselves. That's why sponsorship negotiations became completely different. The value wasn't just Ronaldo wearing the logo. The value was Ronaldo talking directly to the largest digital audience in sport. Now put the World Cup in context. Whatever Portugal earns from FIFA this summer, Ronaldo's slice of prize money is, genuinely, pocket change inside this empire. So why is a man with $1 billion sprinting like a teenager at his 5th World Cup? Because the empire runs on one asset that no accountant can value: the legend. Every iconic moment on this stage adds another decade of earning power to the brand. The trophy isn't the payday, the trophy is the marketing. The World Cup is different from club football because it reaches people who don't watch football every weekend. Entire countries tune in. Casual fans remember moments for decades: a bicycle kick, a last-minute winner, an emotional celebration. Those moments become documentaries, highlight reels, social media clips, and advertisements long after the tournament ends. The commercial value isn't measured in prize money, it's measured in permanence. Every unforgettable image strengthens the mythology surrounding the player, and mythology sells. That's why athletes who already have unimaginable wealth still chase history with the same obsession they had as teenagers. Records don't just fill museums, they strengthen brands. Every most goals, every most appearances, every oldest player to every milestone becomes another headline that keeps the machine running. Legacy isn't just emotional, it's economic, and that's the real lesson buried in the billion. Ronaldo understood earlier than almost any athlete that a footballer is a media company with legs, that the career is short, but the attention, if you capture it, compounds forever. Talent made him rich. The system he built around the talent made him a billionaire. The blueprint extends beyond football. Musicians, actors, YouTubers, Formula One drivers, basketball stars, they're all chasing the same formula. Earn attention, keep attention, turn attention into ownership, because attention fades. Ownership pays forever. One more thing worth sitting with. The gap between Ronaldo and the second tier of football wealth isn't talent. Plenty of players came close on the pitch. The gap is architecture. Most players negotiate bigger salaries. Ronaldo built bigger systems. Most players rely on agents to maximize contracts. He built partnerships that could survive long after the contracts ended. Most athletes think about the next season. The wealthiest think about the next generation. That's the difference between income and enterprise. Most players earn money, a few build machines that earn money, and exactly one, so far, turned himself into $1 billion institution while still playing. Whether he lifts the trophy this summer or not, the empire already won, because eventually every football career ends. The goals stop, the trophies gather dust, the stadium lights go dark, but businesses keep opening, hotels keep welcoming guests, products keep selling, investments keep growing, and somewhere in the world another child buys a pair of boots because they still want to be Cristiano Ronaldo. That's how legends become balance sheets, and that's how a footballer became $1 billion business. If you want to see the other side of this coin, the players who earned tens of millions and lost every cent, that video's coming, and the numbers will genuinely shock you. Subscribe so you don't miss it.